uh, the flavor of this webinar is introductory. It's for guys, it's for people who don't have a previous background in content management systems and want to know the benefits of using content, CMSs to build sites. And we'll end with a example of how to go about it using WordPress. So that's what this webinar is all about. So let's look at life before content management systems really came into picture, right? So all of us are would be familiar with this state of affairs, which was every time you needed to edit a simple something very very minor on a web page. You had to actually download it using a FTP program or some other tool, do the corrections offline, and then again upload the corrected version. So this uploading and downloading of files, even for a minor corrections, it really consumed a lot of time. And another thing was that there was no versioning system. So it was difficult, if you had to get back to something which you did a couple of days back, it was not possible. So and also your files took up a lot of the storage space. It's really, there was it was not FTP is not an efficient method for content which needs to be accessed easily and changed on the fly. So that's when CMSs came into the picture. And if you had to define what it does, this is a rather formal definition, what you see. So basically it's software which helps you to manage a variety of data. When I say variety, it could be text, audio, images, video, PDFs, any kind of data. And not it's typically used in scenarios where large volumes of data have to be managed. So you can think news sites, high volume social networking sites, or high trans high traffic sites. So that's typically areas where you would consider using a content management system at the back end. Although and we'll come to it later, even if your site is not at that stage, but you see it reaching at that stage of high traffic or high volume, you would consider using a CMS, right? So let's look at this in more detail. Now, we spoke of the earlier scenario, the FTP scenario. Now, how a CMS changes that is that it you can change things on the fly. So there is no uploading and re-uploading which is there. Also, storage is more efficient. You can it helps you to display more dynamic content on your website. And this is a big reason why a lot of site owners are preferring to use content management systems. And that the entire process of website maintenance, which was considered a technical one, is no longer remains a technical one, because what you get when you're editing content using a CMS is a what you see is what you get kind of editor, and you can which a lot of people are comfortable with, and hence they don't need to really call up the webmaster or get in touch with the technical guy to make any changes. Yeah, so once you have your CMS set up and functioning, all you have to do is upload the necessary documents, and then you're all set to really manage them. So not only on the on the data management and the the data, the on the data management aspects that we spoke of earlier, a lot of the processes which are involved in the data collection, editing and approval, stuff like that, all of that, all of those get streamlined when you use a CMS. Right now, if you look at this diagram, it basically shows you how web maintenance typically works. So in this scenario, this is again the pre-CMS scenario, and we are doing this. Uh, Next couple of slides are just to show that how on the process side, it also helps a lot. So, in the typically what happens is that everything goes to the webmaster. So the if the web designer has to do any changes, the content guys, the guys who are approving stuff, all of them are in touch with the webmaster, and he has the key to stuff going on the site, through FTP. So in the when in the when a CMS comes into play, the workflow changes. So what happens is that everyone has access to the same application, which when I say application, I mean the content management system, which helps you to upload or edit content. So whether it is the design guy, the content contributors, the chief editors, the guys who approve the content, etc. Everyone has access to this application, and uh, that's not to say that all of them have the same level of privilege. For example, a design guy could have full rights. The guys who approve, have the right to approve and finally say okay, and maybe click the publish button. So depending on your role, the level of privilege that you have when you access a content management system, that has to change for this scheme of things to work. Right. We spoke about this earlier, of the fact that you know people typically tend to think about CMSs when they have a lot of data to manage, and some examples uh, were discussed earlier. But I also said that even if you're not there, you're not a even if you just started your business, and you don't have the kind of traffic right now, but you intend getting there somewhere, it's a wise decision to use a content management system. So whether it's simply a simple company website, or even a personal homepage, uh, it's a good thing to use a content management system, because and we'll come to WordPress towards the end, and a lot of people who have their own personal blogs use WordPress, and these guys are now saying, if we've had a blog for all this while, we can customize the design and give it a better look and make a complete site, right, on the same application. And just as you make it's possible for a blog to be part of this site. It's you can have all kinds of pages on this. So even if it's a personal homepage, a lot of guys are using CMSs. And yeah, we this not only on the data management side, it mirrors the kind of process that you have, and whether you are a single user or multiple contributors, who's the guy who approves, who's the guy who designs the a new layout and stuff like that. So it can be customized to suit different environments. Yeah, so this kind of demonstrates the earlier, it talks about the earlier point that I made about even simple sites starting to use WordPress. So for example, the Learning Catalyst site is based on the WordPress